All right, y'all, I'm up here at Tradition in Port St. Lucie, and normally you see me down in Stewart. You see me doing videos down in Hobe Sound, Jensen Beach, even go down to Jupiter, sometimes up to Vero. But today I'm here in Port St. Lucie, and I'm here for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, to tell you about my 5 top restaurants here in the Tradition area. So I'm going to show you those here in a second. And I'm actually, to me, in the heart of Tradition. Now, down the road, I'm going to show you the new heart of Tradition. I'm going to get you up to show you some of these incredible restaurants that I absolutely adore, because for a couple reasons. The Treasure Coast has a lot of areas to eat. I hear stuff from people down south or people from up north that might have heard about Port St. Lucie. And you might see some other people doing videos on these communities, and I've done some of them. Myself and my team, we cover these areas. But I just want you to know, and to tell you a little story about how I ended up here 25 years ago. Back in 2004, right across the way from where I am right now, there was a little place called the Welcome Center. And there was only 2 communities here in Tradition. The town center wasn't built. None of this stuff down south where you see this big heart in all of these other videos, which I'm going to show you here in a second. None of this was here. But what I saw was, I lived down in Fort Lauderdale, and it was absolutely jammed down there. And I'm from more of a small town area, but I wanted to come to someplace quieter. And that's how I ended up coming up here to Port St. Lucie. And I came to this little welcome center up here. And this story is going to help you because I ended up with a builder. There was a lottery back in those days. The market was so crazy, you had to get in on a lottery. And I did the whole manifest thing. I was like, I'm going to be the first one picked. I'm going to be the first one picked. Well, I was the second one picked, and I got to go and choose this townhome that I wanted, and it was going to be built, and everything was growing and all that. I put $14,000 down. To me at the time, $14,000 was pretty much everything I had. And I was going to come up here and do real estate, and I ended up doing that. But what ended up happening to me is that the builder that I went under contract with, which I will not mention, ended up screwing me. I ended up getting my $14,000 back, but that property that I bought for $140,000 at the time, that I thought ended up, by the time it was built, it was probably worth around $350,000. And the whole market crashed and all of that stuff you guys have probably heard about. But the story here that I want to tell you is, first and foremost, we know this area. I know this area from going way back. Myself and my team, I live in Stewart, but a lot of my team actually lives up in here in Port St. Lucie, knows all of some of these areas. They know their secret spots. They know their favorite spots. They know about the communities. They all know about price points. They know about the builders that offer incentives and so forth. So twofold in here. A, from you people down south that are like, there's nothing to do up there. I'm going to show you the first place I'm going to show you, a little sneak peek, is called Meeting Street. And I was actually up here last Friday night for a friend of mine that was DJing. And I didn't really realize that there's this whole nightclub scene there. It's a very high-end restaurant. I always thought of Meeting Street as a really great restaurant, as I've eaten there before, and it's great. But I didn't know that they had this, because I don't really go out anymore. But for anybody down south, and I'm sure there's other places here to go out, but I don't really know about those. So the people out there that are like, there's nothing to do up there, there's nothing to do out there, or maybe you're from up north and somebody told you Port St. Lucie's lousy, there's nothing going on there. Well, they're just wrong. And maybe they have somebody told them that's this in the past. So first and foremost, there's a lot to do here. Secondly, if you're thinking about going with a builder, we can help you with the contract. So if you're looking for a new home, a purchase of the new construction, it's a really good idea to have a realtor on your side. We'd love to help you out with that. Now, on the resale side, we can help you in whether it's Tradition, whether it's PGA Village, whether it's further down here with all these new communities going in, or out east where there's new communities, but east is really more the regular Port St. Lucie, which is some great buys in there as well. So let's get you into the video here. I do want to give you the value standpoint from my 5 favorite restaurants here, and it's starting with Meeting Street. So we'll take you over there right now, which is just adjacent to where the Welcome Center was. So this is my heart of Port St. Lucie. This is where it all started for me. And I ended up moving down to Stewart, but I have a lot of friends that live up here, and Port St. Lucie is a great spot. So let's show you some of my top 5 restaurants in Port St. Lucie. All right, here I am at Meeting Street. This is one of my favorite spots to eat. And I mentioned nightclub earlier. Don't really think of it as a nightclub at all. This is a really fine dining experience. So first I'm going to take you out. One of the things that I like about Meeting Street is there's an outdoor patio with a bar out there looking out over a lake. So that's a great place to come. You want to grab some food, a drink, feel the outdoor feel. This is kind of in that heart of Tradition, right over from where that Welcome Center was that I showed you. This is all of Tradition is right over here on my left. You know, shops at the barber shop and the travel center. I've done other videos on that before. So I'll show you the outdoor bar area here, and then I'll take you inside to show you what it feels like on the inside of Meeting Street. So here you go. Here's the outdoor area. Probably can't hear me now, but got a whole outdoor seating area here. So if you want to get an open air feel, this is a great spot to come. And you got the, you know, the lake with the fountain and everything going on out there. A couple of fountains going on. A little cormorant there spreading his wings. A little shack. I like that sun. I mean, some of these videos that I've shown you, you know, we do get overcast days down here. Yeah, but it's just part of what, you know, it's not sunny all the time. But one of the things that I do love about cloud cover is you get some really amazing colors going on. The sunsets are absolutely gorgeous. So let's take you inside so you can get a little feel on the inside, and then we'll take you over to the next spot. Here's a little look around Meeting Street here. You can see beautiful ambiance. You got the televisions going on up there, but if you wanted a more of an intimate fine dining experience, you have that over here. And then there's a long row of seating over here where you don't have to feel like you're looking at, you know, television sets and so forth. This is a wonderful experience at Meeting Street. Tip-top food. I definitely advise getting the steak or lobster. Either way you go, you're going to be great. All right, here I am in the Heart of Tradition, the actual Heart of Tradition, just taking you over from where I started. This is the Heart of Tradition, the new Heart of Tradition, but I started out at the old Heart of Tradition where my heart really started and my journey up to the St. Lucie and Treasure Coast area. So there's the town commons there. When I take you over to the next spot here, the chicken spot, I've done videos here before, but I do want to just kind of whirl you through a little bit of what it looks like in downtown Tradition. All right, so this is what downtown Tradition looks like. You got dentistry and the Publix is here. Great little coffee shops down in here. Very clean, organized, plenty of parking, not like Stewart. So you've seen my videos on Stewart before that the parking can be a little bit challenging. But here in Tradition, this is all laid out. It's all planned out, so not like Stewart where it just kind of branched out. And then across the way here, so this is downtown Tradition, and again, some people call this the Heart of Tradition, but the Heart of Tradition apparently went a little bit further south, which will show you a little bit later. All right, I'm in front of the chicken place. Now this is right down the street from Fresh Market. Right over the way is Meeting Street in downtown Tradition and all the little downtown Tradition that I showed you. So the chicken place, I know that sounds odd, but it's kind of a Latin cuisine rotisserie chicken, so you don't have to be all Latin to come here. Rotisserie chicken and a cocktail bar. So it's going to be a little loud in here. We're going to take you in. Nice ambiance, all chicken. I think they got a little like other stuff on there, but it's mostly chicken. And rotisserie, wonderful, wonderful food. This is one of Kyle G's places. I'm going to take you to another Kyle G spot that a lot of people don't know about. That's a little ways from downtown Tradition, but it's worth going to Kyle G's. And you could also go to Kyle G's down in Stewart on the beach. I've shown you some of that before. You got to go to Kyle G's on the beach, especially if you're down in Stewart. So let's take you inside the chicken joint, rotisserie chicken cocktail bar. This is a great spot, 5-star Google reviews. Oh yeah, by the way, go check out our Google reviews. You know, we sell real estate, over 500 reviews on there, helped a lot of people over the years. So let's take you into the chicken joint, chicken place. Yeah. All right, so this is the chicken place. Yeah, so you can see not kind of same feel you're going to get over at Meeting Street, but it's all open air here. See the guys back there cooking. It's all very fresh, open air, great service, beautiful bar. It's kind of a smaller place, but there is outdoor seating here as well. You see the big chicken up on the wall, that's their motif. You can go online, check out the chicken place, check out what their menu is. I don't need to waste your time with that here right now. But do not miss the chicken place if you come down here. You're going to want to check out the chicken place. All right, so coming out of the chicken joint, chicken place. So St. Lucie West, Tradition is just kind of to the southwest part of St. Lucie West, and St. Lucie West kind of started before Tradition was even here. PGA Village is a little further north. I've done a video on that. A couple of amazing 3 world-class golf courses there. I've done a video on that. You guys know how I love my golf. One of my other favorite spots, and it's in St. Lucie West. There's really fine dining all over the place here. And P.S., and by the way, there are all kinds of little outlet spots. Everything from Chick-fil-A to Panda, all that kind of stuff is here. here, and even like little noodle shops that are around. I could do tons and tons of videos on it. I wanted to show you the 5 like really great restaurants that are here in St. Lucie West, especially for those people down south or anybody that's told you Port St. Lousy. They just don't know what they're talking about. There's plenty of fine dining up here, and we're going to take you to the next one. All right, so we're about to take you into Amore's Chop House. So this is right over from the Big Heart. It's not my Heart of Tradition. My Heart of Tradition is that downtown area where I told you that story earlier. We're going to take you inside here. Probably going to be a little bit loud, so you might not hear me, but I want you to see the inside. Now, anybody who doesn't know about Kyle G, he's a real staple in this area. He has a series of restaurants that he opened up, starting with Kyle G's on the beach in Stewart, which I've done some videos on before. And, you know, he keeps just branching out because it's such a great product. He keeps his staff. He does a good job with his staff, and it's a great service and great food. So let's take you inside to show you Amore Chop House. All right, so here's Amore Chop House. I like how it's all open air. You can see them cooking the food in here. Smells beautiful, great ambiance, beautiful, beautiful scenery, great experience, big open tables, wonderful, wonderful atmosphere in here at the Amore Chop House. And there's some high top tables here. You can come in here and get a television on up there. You can see that going on up there. You can go on the website and get a feel for the prices. You know, it's not going to be the low prices that you might want, but at the end of the day, the experience is going to be absolutely wonderful. And we're going to take you down to the last spot, which is another Kyle G's spot, and it's down on Becker Road. So now I'm at the Heart of Tradition. The Big Heart is out there. You're going to be able to notice that just a little bit south of Gatlin Boulevard, or some people call it Tradition Parkway. Also, as a little side note, if you go down Tradition Parkway and you go down Gatlin Boulevard to Port St. Lucie Boulevard, it's not the best restaurant in town, but it's actually one of my favorites. It's called Bravo. And some people out there are like, well, that's actually a supermarket. Well, you're going to get great vegetables and produce at Bravo. The prices are going to be about half of what you pay at Publix. They're going to be a little bit less than what you pay at Aldi's. It's going to be fresher, a little more local, and there's a cafeteria in there, and they serve Latin food in there. So you can get goat, you can get oxtail, bacalao, which is like a cod fish with a tomato sauce in it. So that's a little spot off the beaten path, and I wouldn't quite do a hidden spots on Bravo, but Bravo is a great spot for, you know, you want to go in there and for under $10 you could get, you know, pile of rice, yuca, plantains, that kind of thing. And then if you want to get some shopping on, and it's a place you could actually go. My dad and I used to go there because there's really good seafood there as well. But also you can get things like rabbit and other stuff that I might want to mention on here. So lastly, we're going to take you down to Kyle G's, which is right off of Becker Road across from Tesoro. A really great golf course there with Tesoro. So the next spot we'll take you to is the next Kyle G's spot, and we'll finish up there. All right, I'm here at our final spot. Get a little dusky out there, gorgeous sunset as I mentioned. I'm right across from Tesoro. I'm on Becker Road. It is Oak and Ember. This is another one of Kyle G's spots. Now, I actually had a really special night here with one of my friends, and Kyle was actually here, came out and served us dessert. He did this whole clambe kind of thing. I'm not saying he's going to do that for you, but one of the cool things about Kyle's spots is they actually put you into their program, and they'll remember what kind of drink you had, how you like your steak, how you like your potatoes. It really is that top-notch service. So if you want to take a date out to a spot, and I know this seems like a strip mall in the middle of nowhere, but Oak and Ember is the spot for you. So we're going to take you in there. You already got, like, it's just kind of quieter here. We got a little waterfall. Publix is over here. You got a couple of other little spots that you can go to, Dunkin' Donuts and so forth. But you never really know that this strip mall has a place like Oak and Ember in it unless you were local. And that, by the way, reminds me, reach out to us if you want to know about some of these unique spots in and around the Treasure Coast, or if you're looking for real estate in and around the Treasure Coast and you want an agent that can show you the area, show you like the secret way or the better way to get to a spot, reach out to us or go onto our Google Business profile, check out all of our reviews. We'll take really good care of you. So let me take good care of you now, take you into Oak and Ember, and let me show you around what it looks like in here. So there's outdoor seating here at Oak and Ember. You won't even really feel like you're in a strip mall because they got all this little water feature thing going on out here. You can already notice the music is a little bit lighter, a little bit softer, a So let's take you in here to Oak and Ember and show you around. This is nice and quiet. This is where you want to take a date. And the menu here is great. So go on to Oak and Ember, check out their menu. Really kind of very quiet bar you got going on over here. Howdy. Yes, sir. Good. How are you? It's a smaller spot, unlike some of the other ones that I've shown you. All right, so that's it. All right, my 5 favorite restaurants in the Port St. Lucie. Most of them are in tradition. Yeah, 3 of them were Kyle G's, but I want to show you my best spots, and I don't get any kickbacks from Kyle G. But at the end of the day, there are all kinds of places to eat. There are all little different places, like I mentioned, Bravo's. I know a great spot for wings. I know some great spot for some Korean food. There's all kinds of great spots. You just got to reach out to us. You want an agent that knows the area, been here for a while, knows the local scene, reach out to us. We'll see you on the next video.